Hello, my lovely YouTube friends. It's hard to believe, but today is our last day of reveals, which means that we are talking about Beast and Murloc today. Thank you all for enjoying this reveal season with me. I'm very excited to try the new things on Friday, and definitely we'll have some videos out over the weekend so we can all prepare for Tuesday. Which reminds me, make sure you finish your reward track before Tuesday because it does reset. Also, just in case you missed any reveals, you can check out the description below for all of the other reveal videos. All right, Beast and Murloc, let's do it. Starting with beasts. As for what is leaving, on tier 4, Sly Raptor. Tier 5, Mystic Sporebat, Karmic Chameleon, Nest Swarmer, and Mechanized Gift Horse. On tier 6, Dead Stomper and Goldrin. Goldrin leaving is kind of crazy because it's automatically in my head associated with beasts because it was around for so long. But honestly, nothing too crazy leaving here. We do have some changes and some returning minions. This first returning minion blew my mind that it is coming back. Truly a throwback minion. On tier 1, we have Alley Cat coming back. 1/1, still a battle cry, summon a 1/1 cat. I cannot remember the last time we had a token battle cry on tier 1. A little change to our tier 2 Hungry Snapjaw is now a 4/2 after a friendly beast dies, gain +1 health permanently. Used to be on the summon and now is on the death. Another change moving up a tavern tier is Gentle Stag, now on tier 4 and a 4/5. Whenever you summon a minion in combat, give your rightmost beast +2/+2 permanently. So Stag specifically only targets your rightmost beast now and can't target things like Rivendare. Returning to tier 5 is Silithid Burrower. 5/1, Death Rattle. Give your beast +1/+1. Avenge 3, improve this by +1/+1 permanently. This is actually an interestingly versatile minion because you can choose to run it in the Avenge position, like all the way to the right when you first get it to improve the +1/+1. But then eventually run it to the left to get that Death Rattle. Of course, you could always run it right in the middle of your board to get both values. I really like this design. Our last changed or returning minion is one we've already seen coming back with another minion type is Sin Runner Blanchie, the Undead Beast. This is a 4/4 with Reborn, and it is reborn with full health and enchantments. Moving on to what's new, we only have 3 new minions joining the beasts. On tier 2, we have the Sharp Tooth Snapper. This is a 3/3. When you have space in combat, summon a 3/1 beast. It attacks immediately. For this minion, the golden version does summon 2. So basically, this is Scallywag, but for beasts. This is going to be very helpful for some of those changes we were talking about to like the Gentle Stag, and for our Silithid Burrower with getting that Avenge. New on tier 4 is the Valiant Tiger. 4/3, Taunt Death Rattle, give your rightmost beast +4/+3 permanently. We are seeing even more permanent rightmost beast stats. Super interesting. And I think all of that culminates with our tier 6 Silky Shimmermoth. This is a 7/3 beast. After this gains attack, your beetles have +2/+2 this game. Death Rattle, summon a 2/2 beetle. Based on what we've seen returning and also what we've seen from our new stuff so far, it does look like that's going to be pretty easy to gain attack. The later into the game it is, it's always felt kind of weird to pivot into beetles, but this feels like it's going to scale so very quickly. On to our trinkets. With our lesser changed and returning, for 2 gold is Deathly Phylactery. Discover a Death Rattle minion. Your first Death Rattle each combat triggers an extra time. This is obviously very synergetic, very good for what you're doing with your beast builds. Also 2 gold is Feral Talisman. Your minions have +2/+1. Compared to the Phylactery, this feels like a little bit of a letdown, but still good for stats. And returning for 3 gold is Fish Portrait. Get a Fish of N'Zoth. Beast Death Rattles for days. We have some new lesser trinkets to talk about for beasts. 1 gold is Beetle Band. This is Avenge 5, summon a 2/2 beetle, give it Taunt. Whenever you start scaling your beetles, this feels like it's going to be very, very beneficial. For 2 gold is Unholy Sanctum. Whenever you trigger a Death Rattle, give your rightmost minion +3/+3 permanently. The rightmost minion buffs that beasts used to have now can be kind of fixed with the Unholy Sanctum if you want to buff a Rivendare or something like that, or can just add on to all of the rightmost buffs you're already giving. Also 2 gold is Bird Feeder. Avenge 2, give your minions +1/+1. Here's one that we haven't actually seen yet. For 2 gold, this is Macaw Portrait. Get a monstrous macaw. Your monstrous macaws also trigger your leftmost battle cry. Well, that's really good, says the girl who just loves a battle cry retrigger. Our last lesser new trinket is 3 gold Wicked Tome. Avenge 4, your tavern spells that give give stats, grant an extra +1 attack this game. Beasts are definitely one of the minion types that can get value from that Avenge 4. On to our greater changed and returning trinkets. 1 gold is our greater version of the Feral Talisman. Your minions have +6/+4. And for 5 gold, Rivendare Portrait. Get a Titus Rivendare, start of combat, double the health of your Titus Rivendares. As for our new greater trinkets, for 2 gold, the greater version of Bird Feeder, Avenge 2, give your minions +4/+4. For 3 gold is All-Purpose Kibble. Whenever a friendly beast attacks, give it +2 attack and permanently improve this. That reminds me a lot of like Dead Stomper mixed with Rip Snarl. That's just really good, both of which are not in the game anymore. For 4 gold, we have the greater version of Wicked Tome. Avenge 4, your tavern spells that give stats grant an extra +1/+1 this game. Next is Unholy Sanctum, also 4 gold. Whenever you trigger a death rattle, give your rightmost minion +6/+6 permanently. For 4 gold, is the greater version of our Beetle Band. Avenge 6, summon 2 2/2 beetles, give them taunt. So a higher Avenge value, and I'm curious if they have to summon at the same time or if you get griefed one of them if they don't summon at the same time. Our last new greater trinket is our 4 gold Herald sticker. Start of combat, trigger all friendly death rattles. For 4 gold? All of them? Well, that's illegal. Okay, if you get offered this one in like the first week, I feel like we should all play it because I just... There's a nerf. There has to be a nerf, right? Right? I'm very hung up on this right now. That's crazy. Well, that is a lovely note to move on to Murlocs with. There are several minions leaving Murlocs, but most importantly, it looks like several of the keyword buff Murlocs are on their way out. I just truly think that hand buff Murloc was peak, and this one just kind of wasn't too engaging for me, unfortunately. The whole idea of the bonus keywords is not fully removed. There are still some minions staying in and some changing. I should just tell you what's leaving. Let's do that. Starting on tier 1, we have the Swamp Striker. Tier 3, Adaptive Ancestor, Fountain Chiller, and Implant Subject. Tier 4, Fairy Guilmother, the Cloning Conch Spell, and Lock Prince. And on tier 6, the Merglin Burglar and Neon Agent. So you see what I mean. It's not all of them, but it is a lot of them. So that means it's changed and returning minions time. Returning to tier 2 is Blazing Skyfin. 2/4 Murloc Dragon. After you trigger a battle cry, gain +1/+1. One of my favorite Murloc minions is now coming back on tier 3 is Scourfin. This is a 3/3 death rattle. Give a random minion in your hand +5/+5. Moving down to tier 3 is the base skill. 5/2 Murloc with the death rattle. Summon the highest health Murloc from your hand for this combat only. Also moving down a tavern tier is King Begurgle on tier 4. This is 4/3 battle cry. Give your other Murlocs +2/+2. With Begurgle going down to tier 4, we have Hackerfin getting a nerf and moving up to tier 5. Is now a 6/3 battle cry. Give your other minions +3/+3 for each bonus keyword they have. So slightly more stats to give. And our last minion returning on tier 6 is Murky. 4/4 battle cry. Give a friendly Murloc +4/+4 for each one you control. Oh, I loved my Murky young Murkai comp. So as we can see, a very battle cry focused situation so far with the death rattles of the hand buff Murloc. I love them so much. We do have a good amount of new Murloc minions. On tier 1, really interesting mechanic is the Flighty Scout. This is a 3/3 start of combat. If this minion is in your hand, summon a copy of it. The golden version of this minion summons a copy with double stats. So this start of combat effect is triggered while it is in your hand, meaning if you purchase it, leave it in your hand. Sometimes I autopilot turn 1 and I know I'm going to accidentally play this. I just know it. We have a new tier 2 Grimscale Elegist. This is a 2/1 Murloc. At the end of your turn, give a friendly minion and a minion in your hand +1/+1. As always, we love an end of turn effect, and this sounds like a really good pickup on turn 3 after you bought a Flighty Scout on turn 1. A new tier 3 minion, Sholfin Mystic. This is a 3/3 battle cry. Your tavern spells that give stats grant an extra +1 health this game. Tavern spell buffs. Our next new minion is on tier 4, the Gormling Gourmet. This is a 2/2 taunt, battle cry, and death rattle. Get a seafood stew. What is a seafood stew, you ask? Well, this is a new spell on tier 3 for 1 gold. Give a minion +1/+1 for each bonus keyword it has. It is a tavern spell for those tavern spell buffs. So like I said, bonus keyword not fully going away, but I would so much prefer this spell with this minion over like the implant subject. You know, I may be tavern spell buff biased though. Our next new minion is on tier 4, Apprentice of Sephin. This is a 4/4 Murloc with a battle cry. give a Murloc +4/+4 and a random bonus keyword. Yeah, even these 2 minions alone, I'm liking so much better than the bonus keyword stuff we had access to before. I really like these so far. We have one last new minion on tier 6. This is the Murkbrine Expeditioner. 5/6 Murloc with Taunt and Divine Shield. After this gains stats, also give the stats to the leftmost minion in your hand. The golden version of this minion gives double the stats. I was already sold on Murloc when I saw that Scourfin was coming back. I was like, done. I like it again. I love it again. But yeah, no, this is going to be really fun. This is going to be so very good. Here we go into our Murloc Trinkets, starting with our lesser, returning, and changed. 1 gold is Nurglish Phrasebook. After you play a minion, give the leftmost minion in your hand +3/+2. Playing a minion is nice because it means no matter what you're playing, you are getting value. For 3 gold is Rockin' Music Box. Get a random Battlecry minion. At the start of each turn, get another. Our last changed and returning lesser trinket for 4 gold is Belcher Portrait. Get an Operatic Belcher. Whenever a friendly minion loses Venomous, it gains +4/+4 permanently. Onto our new lesser trinkets. 1 gold is Finley's Helmet. After each refresh, give Murlocs in the tavern +2/+2 and a random bonus keyword. This reminds me a lot of Enhanso, but specific to Murloc, and it's not your hero power. That's pretty cool. For 2 gold is War Drum. 1 battle cry each turn triggers an extra time. We've seen this with one other minion type, and I was like, well, this is like okay. I'm pretty sure it was Dragon, and this feels a lot more appropriate for Murloc. Murloc has a lot more battle cry focus than Dragon does right now. Also for 2 gold, we have Cliff Diver Sticker. At the end of each turn, give your leftmost minion +3/+2, improved by each battle cry you've triggered this turn. Lots of leftmost minion buffs. For 2 gold, we have Vibrant Bubble. Spellcraft, give a Murloc 2 random bonus keywords. Interesting that it's a spellcraft. That's fun just for the adaptability of it. Next for 2 gold is our Crocheted Sungill. After your last minion dies each combat, summon the highest health minion from your hand. I'm actually like slightly worried about this because base skill used to summon your highest health minion and people would use it as like a last minute means of like some removal. And this is not going to be nearly as accessible. Like, I don't know how often we're going to see this, but I'm slightly worried about that one. However, I do like as a lesser that it doesn't pigeonhole you into Murloc forever. If you pivot out of it, you can still get value from your trinket. For 3 gold, we have Bluegill Flippers. After you cast a tavern spell, give the leftmost minion in your hand +4/+4, which sounds especially helpful if you have tavern spell buffs. Our last new lesser trinket for 3 gold is Blessing Portrait. Get a natural blessing. At the start of each turn, get another. Your natural blessings also affect minions in hand. Well, that's also very good. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Tavern spell buffs. Moving on now to our greater changed and returning. 0 gold is Bronzebeard Portrait. Get a Bran, a Bronzebeard, and a random Battlecry minion. Your Bran Bronzebeards are both Murloc and Dragons. It's a free Bran. It's a Bran for free. Yes. Also 0 gold is Tiny Fin Onesie. Start of combat, your leftmost minion gains the stats of the highest health minion in your hand. Another one that is minion specific, not Murloc specific. However, hopefully by the time you get your greater trinket, which is turn 8 or turn 9, depending. Hopefully you know what you're playing, more or less. You have a vague idea of it at that point. For 1 gold, we have Twin Sky Lanterns. When you have space, summon a copy of the first minion you summon each combat. I mentioned this with our Undead reveals that it was much more beneficial for Murloc. And yeah, I mean, you can just summon your Bream all over again, or any of the other minions you choose to buff in your hand. Also, 1 gold is Nurglish Phrasebook, the greater version. After you play a minion, give the leftmost minion in your hand +5/+5. After that, we have for 4 gold Belcher Portrait, the greater version. Get an Operatic Belcher. Whenever a friendly minion loses Venomous, it gains +14/+14 permanently. I never loved that one, but that is a whole lot of stats. Also 4 gold, this is our last greater changed and returning trinket. This is Essence of Dreams. Get 2 Dreamer's Embraces. At the start of each turn, get 2 more. We have our Battlecry re-triggers. We just have to make sure we manage our hand space. We also have some new greater trinkets to look forward to. Our first one is Morgul Portrait for 1 gold. Get a Tide Oracle Morgul. You pay 1 gold for a tier 7 minion that has poisonous, not venomous. Yes, I would do that. I would absolutely do that. 2 gold is Base Skill Portrait. Get a Base Skill. After you summon a Murloc in combat, give it Divine Shield. I mean, that's just really good. There is not a certain number of times this works per combat. And sometimes by the end of the game, you are summoning a whole lot. And we have things that have like Reborn and things. That's technically a summon. Why do I feel like this one might get nerfed too, maybe? Maybe. For 3 gold, we have Toxic Stinger. At the end of each turn, give a random friendly Murloc +7/+7 and venomous. Who needs Operatic Belcher when you can just make all your Murloc venomous anyways? Also 3 gold is Hackerfin Portrait. Get a Hackerfin. Your Hackerfins also trigger at the end of each turn. If you have plenty of bonus keywords, that feels like not the worst idea. We have one last new greater trinket. This is 5 gold, Battlehorn. Discover a Battlecry minion, avenge 3, trigger a friendly Battlecry. I don't know how much avenge value you're going to get, but I do know that I'm going to try this. Well then, that is everything. We officially know every single thing coming to Season 10 for Battlegrounds on Tuesday. I don't know about y'all, but I'm really glad they saved Beast and Murloc for the last day because Murloc is spicy. I'm very excited for a lot of the Murloc things. They're giving me my hand buff Murlocs back. I'm so happy about this. As always, let me know what you're excited about in the comments. Thank you for joining me on this reveal season. It's been so much fun. Expect to see some gameplay videos and some other videos, hopefully, over the weekend. And also, you can check me out on Twitch on Friday, playing all the new stuff. And of course, we'll be there on Tuesday as well for the patch. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone.